So overall, there's not a tremendous difference in what their demands are, today compared to several weeks ago. I think what is important to kind of identify is, as much as we're framing these protests as being led by Gen Z, kind of Generation Z, in reality, what we have in Kenya is a whole of society alignment around being disgruntled and unhappy with the current government policies and the current Ruto regime. And so that I think is really important, that it's really not just the youth generation who's focusing on this. It's really Kenyans from all strata of society.
And how has President Ruto responded to this? And would you say that Kenya's democracy is on the decline?
So I think Ruto's response has been piecemeal. Overall, the public appears to be unhappy with the amount of effort and attention he's given to their demands. He sacked his entire cabinet and then rehired, 5 or 6 of them, most of whom have been in their own, their old dockets. That's not something that the public was too enthusiastic about. In terms of Kenya's democracy being in decline, I kind of look at it in a different lens. There's a significant problem around enforcement in Kenya's institutions, around political and legislative process. But democracy, I would argue, is at peak. You have people who are more engaged, more aligned around issue-based policy developments and laws than what we typically see in Kenya, where the political scene is more based around ethnic brokerage. So I would argue that these are actually good indicators in terms of democracy, but maybe bad indicators in terms of governance.
And very quickly, Declan, what options does President Ruto have to save the country from further decline?
So Ruto needs to seriously rethink his cabinet. He needs to start finding ways to engage with the public in a way that is amenable to them. People have been saying that his speeches have been arrogant or disconnected. And the third thing that Ruto really needs to do is to begin to propose policies, specifically economic spending and investment policies that are amenable to both the public and the business community. And those are really the key things he needs to be doing. Nothing's changed in the last month.
Mr. Galvin, many thanks. Declan Galvin is an intelligence, political and security analyst and managing director at Exigent Risk Advisory Management.